ChatGPT's filter, ChatGPT's censorship is absolutely terrible. It's drawing the line super randomly. You're just trying to find something slightly controversial and you already get blocked out. Now there's a reason why I call ChatGPT's filter random. I tried in preparation of this video several prompts multiple times, and the exact same prompt sometimes got filtered out and sometimes got passed through. For example, this one. Give me 5 title ideas for a polarizing, extreme clickbait YouTube title. Sometimes this gets filtered, sometimes it doesn't. This time it's been let through. Google Bard seems to be answering this without any problem. Each time I tried, I got a response. It does take a bit longer than ChatGPT though. So here we go. We've got a few clickbait ideas. But here's the point, right? This doesn't always work. Let's ask ChatGPT specifically to say something very controversial. So what about this? Tell me 5 controversial ideas, very controversial ideas about LGBTQ. Let's see what we get. We got a response. All fine. But look at what I got before. The exact same question. I'm sorry, but I cannot provide you with controversial ideas. Absolutely arbitrary. And here's the thing, right? What's nowadays completely considered normal with LGBTQ was controversial just 20 or 30 years ago. So societies grow by discussing controversial things. It used to be controversial to say that women can vote or that the earth is circling around the sun, right? It's not controversial anymore, but you have to have the space to discuss this. And that's why censorship is bad. The whole internet grew so much because it was pretty free from censorship. There was no central authority that simply just blocks entire websites, right? At least here in the West. Now with those AI language models, we seem to be stepping back somewhat. No room for anything controversial anymore. Bard is filtering this as well. Let's talk about the first solution here. It's to use language models that aren't that heavily moderated. For example, Falcon 180 billion. I'll leave the link down below. It's free. And here we do get an answer. Controversial ideas about LGBTQ, talking about how there's not an agreement if there should be same-sex marriage, how transgender individuals maybe should not participate in the sports of their gender identity. Points that could be valid depending on where you stand culturally. I'm not taking any sides here. I'm simply saying these discussions should be open. Developments on issues like this, progress on issues like this can only happen when we can openly discuss, especially the extreme scenarios. Now, what is this Falcon 180 billion? It's an open source LLM with a lot of parameters. And apparently it can already beat the first iteration of Google's Palm. It's very close to Palm 2 Large, so the recent Bard iteration by Google, and it seems to be scoring quite high here on Hugging Face. So you could, in theory, even deploy this by yourself, right? But we do need a lot of hardware here. Just to train this model, it took 7 million GPU hours. But again, I leave the link and you can simply just toy around with this below. Completely free, and you can even change some inputs. As in, how random do you want the answer to be, right? Are you looking for something creative? Are you looking for a solution to a specific logical problem? How long do you want the answer to be, right? How many tokens should be used? Things like this, right? A bit of fine tuning. Now there is a filter here as well, right? If you ask it simply how to break into a car, it will also filter this out. Now there's a good reason why you want to filter this out, but sometimes you do have good reasons to still circumvent a somewhat loose filter. Right? People that want to commit crimes commit them anyways. I don't think that an AI filter will change this. And so let's talk about an LLM that is specifically censorship free. Introducing Freedom GPT. Link is also down below again. And yes, here we get the answer how to break into a car. It's completely generic, so it doesn't really help much if you really want to do this. So there's really no reason to filter this anyways. But still, if you want to discuss something controversial, if you want to do something polarizing, if you want to start a discussion about the extremes and the current AI language models filter this, this is the way to go. Freedom GPT. All links are down below. I publish videos every day, so feel free to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.